Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, August 26th. I hope this finds all of you doing well. I had a situation that happened for me yesterday that I wanted to share with you because I learned a lot from it. And here's what it was. Yesterday afternoon, I went to help a dear friend of mine with a situation of another dear friend of ours who was put into hospice care yesterday. They were bringing him home from the hospital, so my friend and I were preparing his hospital bed and getting his home set up so that he could come back into an environment that was familiar to him and that his family felt that he was being taken good care of. And so I spent a couple of hours doing that, and then I went home. And when I went down to my corral, which is the first thing I do every day when I come home from my office because my horse Chief is down there, there was a note on the gate. And so I took the note off the gate and I read it. And here's what it said. It said, "This poor horse stands in this barren corral all by himself. Must be lonesome. He has no carrots. Shameful." And I was taken back by that because anyone who knows me knows how deeply I love animals, especially my own. And so I had to catch my breath. And here's what this person didn't know. As well-intended as they likely are, they don't know that every morning between 5 and 5:30, when it's still dark out, I go down to the corral and I groom Chief, and I talk to him and I tell him how much I love him, and I feed him and I make sure he has fresh water. The other thing this person doesn't know about this situation is I know where he stands during the day. I know where he rolls during the day. I know the time of day he loves to eat. I know where he goes at certain points during the day in the corral, and I know his favorite color. And every time I show up to see him, which is at least twice a day during the week and several times a day on the weekends, he whinnies because I know he is communicating with me and I know he knows how much I care for him. This person sees a barren corral. I see a corral that is at least an acre big with all kinds of spots for shade and for Chief to itch himself or to walk and get some exercise if he needs it. The other thing this person doesn't know is that I've asked the patrol, which is a group that checks our neighborhood. Patrol people come down my street probably 15 or 20 times a day. I've asked them that every time they come down my street, if they would just take a few minutes to check in on Chief and make sure that he's doing okay, and if not, they can get in contact with me. They're beautiful. They've done a really nice job of taking on this request of mine. As a matter of fact, one of the patrol people brings Chief carrots. And so what I learned from this experience was we never know. We never know from the outside looking in what's really going on in a situation. And so it was a beautiful reminder to me to not judge and to not overreact to a situation that I am uninformed about. And like I said earlier, I'm sure this person was well-intended. And I don't know who it was. I may never know who it was. And so I guess the least I can do is to thank them for reminding me that what I perceive a situation to be isn't always what it is, and to allow ourselves to give others the space that they need and give them the benefit of a doubt that whatever my perception is looking from the outside in on their world, that they're doing the best they can as it relates to managing the situation for themselves. So I wanted to share that with you today as a reminder. Please don't be too quick to judge or to have a perception of a situation that you don't have all the facts for. And just so you all know, my Chiefy's older, and I did bring a horse in a couple months ago because his buddy Winston, my horse that I lost in October, left a space for all of us that we need time to mourn. And so I brought a horse that wasn't mine into the situation. And it was fine for probably a couple of weeks. And then I went to the corral one morning and this horse had kind of bitten on Chief. I don't know for how long. It was through the night, probably a couple hours, maybe longer. And so, of course, the first thing I do is I get Chief haltered up and I take him out of the corral and I immediately start taking care of him and getting him cleaned up and immediately get the other horse out of my environment. And so he's older and he's probably not safe to be around other animals anyway. He's very wobbly on his feet. And so I'm doing the best I can to take the best care of this horse for as long as I have left. And I love him deeply, and I know he knows that. So please, be gracious enough to give other people the grace they need to do what they know they need to do in their own lives. And until I talk to you again, take great care of yourselves. Bye-bye.